Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's your boy, it's your man's, Piggy Rumors, Jay Dizzle, White Nizzle, and in some circles known as, Mr. White Folks. How's it going, guys? This morning, working on shit. Been up since about 5 o'clock this morning, or around 6, actually. I'm sorry. Doing work, cooking this shit up, man. It's moving faster than ever. Refinement processes and everything have been like narrowed down. Um, Living free and easy, man. Living free and easy. Nothing's really bringing me down or depressing me or really fucking getting in the way of me evolving and becoming more what I need to be. This morning I wanted to kind of go over a couple of projects that I'm working on. I'm gonna include a donation link down below for Tengu Press, my personal business. If you guys wouldn't mind contributing, $10 is the minimum. Unfortunately, I don't think you can go below that right now. Anything and everything you could do to help me at this point in time would be greatly appreciated for the business. So, with that being said, first thing I want to cover is I got a couple of ideas, comics that kind of have up in the air right now that I'm going to choose to be my first project. The first project I'm probably going to do is a Red Crow's Call, which is basically a Nordic Viking inspired thing with a twist. The story opens up with a pretty simple concept, so it shouldn't be too hard to do and get knocked out and storyboard and all that stuff. So that's going to be like an easier, smaller project. And if people support it and take off and want to see more, potentially that's going to be a very pivotal point in my series. Another idea I have, or another comic book that I want to produce, is called Monsters We Make. It's a mutant style thing with a twist on the genre. That would be kind of like equivalent, I guess, to my X Men or my version of the X Men. Um, this is going to be something that challenges all the traditional comic concepts and stuff like that and superhero narratives. So really excited about getting that going, but it may be a little bit too involved to start out with. Some of these narratives and stuff, like I got several fan fictions I'm working on too that I wanted to do that were concepts like The Punishing Knight. You guys have heard me talk about it before, which is something that's been in my head for a long time now, conceptualizing and thinking about how I would do the characters and perceive them. Because it's going to basically be a fusion of the Punisher and Batman, kind of fusing those two worlds together. And Frank Wayne is going to be, instead of Frank Castle and Bruce Wayne, of course, it's going to be the main antagonist, Batman. That's going to be a very dark and twisted version, a fusion of the two worlds. Primarily I like to see it as what if Batman truly embraced vigilanteism as far as murdering everybody and lost his mind and stuff like that. And another one I had that was a fan fiction, well, several more actually, is Captain America Where Liberty Dies. Basically going to be set not too long after Steve Rogers' assassination and death, and organization creating a new Captain America. But this Captain America is different. He's a Vietnam veteran who's been basically disabled, has PTSD, various issues, and this organization decides to try a new refined super soldier serum on him to combat certain issues in the wake of Steve Rogers' death and Captain America's death. Another one that I was playing around with, I haven't given much thought to, but was to deal with like Thanos. It's called Thanos and the Infinity Crown. Basically taking the Infinity Gauntlet thing and manipulating it to, kind of what you may consider a fucked up twist by the end of the story, as to his power and what's going on and all that stuff. But a Red Crow's Call is one series that I could start off with. The Learned and the Low is another series that I was talking about doing that's more involved. Um, Back when I was with Illusion Comics, I started conceptualizing and doing a story to fold in the main character of a comic book called Chaos that me and my cousin were working on. I developed most of the groundwork and the foundation for it, and the concept was to kind of go throughout history. That that concept was called Kage no Dansu, or Dance of Shadows. It's basically a ninja-inspired comic, ninja lore, kung fu movies, stuff like that. But it has a fusion of like alien elements into it, sci-fi fused with, basically feudal Japan era stuff. Now that's only important I mentioned because that could be a tie-in to something else I'm doing called, Blood and Bondage, or the Bondage of Blood. Basically, I'm going to use the Japanese pronunciation for that one because I think it'd be a little bit more fancy. But it's going to be a fusion of vampiric lore and essentially vampires set in feudal Japan, but the origin of vampires and kind of like in the entire universe of my mythos and my universal context and how all these stories tie together and shit like that. It's kind of the foundation of mysticism and vampiric, the creation of vampires. But it stems from an alien encounter in feudal Japan that creates what is known in my universe as vampires and the evolution of it. It's going to be a very weird concept. Everything I do is like, all my comic books are going to basically be weird fusions of ideas, science, religion, stuff like that, because that's basically been my life. Curiosity in all kinds of regards and aspects. So the first thing I'm probably going to go ahead and do, since I'm having a calling toward doing more armored stuff right now and Nordic, Viking stuff, and I really, watched Lord of the Rings recently. That got me kind of on the kick too. But is Red Crow's Call. I think I'm going to go ahead and throw that together over the coming weeks, and try to get that conceptualized and done. With that being said, though, my financial state, my financial situation is kind of on the rocks right now. The living situation is kind of on the rocks right now. I don't know where I'm going to end up or what's going to happen over the coming, weeks. But that being said, I just need a little bit of funding for right now to kind of get me through the next couple weeks of getting this comic book together, conceptualizing it, or, just basically storyboarding it, writing it, and getting it out. How many pages it's going to be, I don't know. For right now, the 20, 25, 30 pages maybe at least, all depending on how fast I can crank them out and how quickly the story goes. But I could probably have that out in the next couple of weeks for you guys to view free online through the Tengu Press and read and share and do whatever you want to do. It's very hard for me to ask for funding. I feel very shameful about it, if truth be told. But it's just the way it is. And if you guys can't help, I completely understand. This is not going to keep me from being homeless, mind you. It's just going to get me through till I can produce more work. Just to get me through the next couple of weeks until I could find a stable employment, until I can find whatever's going to happen. I'm really shooting for the online employment using my art. I know several resources I haven't exploited yet through that, but it's going to take time to create those art pieces, and I just need a little bit of a buffer until we're able to get those things up and running. So thank you for watching. I'm going to leave the donation link down below or inside the comments, however this works out. So if you guys don't mind, take a look at it, make a decision. If you don't, I completely understand, man. I understand shit's tough for everybody right now and money's tight. Like I said, unfortunately, once again, it's a minimum $10 donation. And I don't expect you guys to like give me millions of dollars for nothing. I want to produce work for you. I want to do work for you. But this is kind of the little hump that I got to jump over and conquer before I can get to that point. So, with that being said, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. A Red Crow's Call will be coming out hopefully in the next couple weeks. So I'm definitely going to start buckling down on that and getting that all. The story's pretty much already written, conceptualized, and all that stuff. I just, need to produce it. So, anyways, we're firing on all cylinders. Whatever happens, we're cooking on all cylinders now, guys. Things are happening faster than ever. This Nightmare piece is coming along very, very quickly. I'm actually surprised at how fast I am able to do things now. And I guess that's what happens when you get rid of stress and eradicate distractions and you get rid of fucking bullshit in your head. You could focus down and you just all came together magically over the last couple weeks to where I'm pretty much firing on all cylinders. And that's been another biggest fear of mine, is losing the ability to do art. That's been a fear of mine for the longest time. And through these periods of being distracted and going on these couple of month hiatuses and trying to fucking deal with all this bullshit in my head and my life and everything, I lost a lot of fucking time, but I never stopped thinking about art. I never stopped thinking about how to refine processes and stuff, because I don't have to necessarily be drawing to refine things in my head. Like, I know where the problems are and I know what, I need to work on. And most of it's mental anyway. So if you can kind of mentally work out and imagine how the processes are going to go from here on out, you can fucking keep yourself in shape. And then when you come back, it's like, oh, okay. And over the last couple of pieces I've done, I've noticed, okay, I need to change this, this, and this. Checked all those off the list, and now shit's just fucking flying out, which is amazing. Like, the connection between my brain and my hand, my imagination, and everything else has been balanced. And I get time to rest, I get time to sleep, I get time to relax, and actually fucking come back and hit it with full force when I need to. And staggering things up and getting, little to no sleep, which is going to be basically how the routine is going to have to happen from here on out. Videos will probably not be coming out as frequently, because I really need to just work on this like 16 to 18 hours a day for the next couple of weeks and just fucking break the back of everything I got lined up. Because sometimes I have a bad habit of, okay, I want to do this, this, and this. I've been keeping everything organized. I've been keeping everything in order, and I've been keeping patient, because that's another big problem with me is I get impatient. And I'm like, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, and I try to rush shit. So that's not going to happen anymore. We're going to take our time and fix things what we can. I've learned over the years so much about what takes more time and what takes less time, to where I can kind of shift focuses. So it's like, okay, I know this piece is going to take me a long time to do, so let's go to something quicker to keep the production schedule going. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, sorry for ranting so long. Sorry for talking so long. I love you guys. Thank you for any and all support you can do for my company right now and my projects, and I really appreciate it. And if you can't, once again, no pressure. I love you guys either way. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.